In Worcester, Massachusetts, authorities arrested 6 college students who they say lured a man to campus using a dating app, where he was then chased down by a group of 25 people, assaulted, and falsely accused of being a sexual offender. The ploy, police say, inspired by a social media fad that they say may be based on the former NBC TV series To Catch a Predator.
It is 100% based on the show To Catch a Predator. The unfortunate thing, though, is you have content creators who, in this specific case, lured an innocent man to make him out to be a sexual predator, and they then proceeded to assault him. So let's get into the details of the story. First, NBC News reported on how this entire situation unfolded. So let's take a quick look at that.
It happened at Assumption University, where in court documents, police say a man was invited to campus by an 18-year-old student who used her real profile on the dating app Tinder. Authorities say when he arrived, the man, whose family says is 22, said he and his alleged date were watching a baseball game in the student lounge when the mob appeared and began calling him a pedophile and accusing him of liking sex with 17-year-old girls. The man told police the group chased him to his car, where they punched him in the head and slammed his car door on him. He got away and called police, who say surveillance video shows the group of students, many of whom were filming the incident on their phones, laughing and high-fiving with each other.
Yeah, laughing, high-fiving with each other. It is not cute. It's not funny. Doing this to an innocent individual is sick, and I'm glad that there are now criminal consequences to it. So look, that report missed a lot of details. So let's go a little deeper into how this horrible incident played out. So according to the statement of facts, the incident on October 1st was initially reported to university officials the next day when student Kelsey Brainerd, 18, said a creepy Tinder app contact had come to campus looking to meet a 17-year-old girl. So she texted a friend by the name of Easton Randall. In his interview with campus police, Randall said he and several others made suggestions about what Brainerd should say in her messages to the service member. And that's the other thing. This victim here is a service member within the military. But let me give you some more details on that. So after they lured him to campus, the group then rallied others at the college using an alumni group chat, a move that provoked the rabid response from the dozens who participated in the event, according to the statement. Now, in a follow-up interview with campus police, the woman, Kelsey Brainerd, reiterated that she had been the victim of unsolicited contact, but the service member told a very different story. He told campus police that he had been home to attend his grandmother's funeral and began messaging with someone on Tinder because he just wanted to be around people that were happy, according to the statement. He and Brainerd planned to connect, he told police, and she invited him to meet at a campus alumni hall, according to the statement. He had been inside the building for a few minutes, the statement says, when a group of people came out of nowhere and started calling him a pedophile and alleging that he liked 17-year-old girls. He was chased to his car and physically assaulted. Once he was able to flee campus, he called the police. But was he actually a predator? Well, police say there was absolutely zero evidence, no evidence that the man had been looking to engage in sex with a minor. A review of Tinder messages showed the service member believed that he was actually meeting with an 18-year-old, the statement says. The woman's profile indicated she was 18. When officers followed up with Brainerd about where the information about an underage girl came from, the statement adds she could not answer. So Randall, one of the students who was charged in this case, told police that the plot was modeled on To Catch a Predator. And it's a discontinued show for anyone who's unfamiliar with it. That was all about catching pedophiles who thought that they were gonna meet up with an underage person. He reported that it was like the Chris Hansen videos where you catch a predator and either call the police or kick their ass, the statement says, referring to the host of To Catch a Predator. He said the show is a big thing on TikTok currently. So 6 of the students who were involved have been charged with kidnapping and conspiracy. 2 other students were accused of additional crimes. Kelsey Brainerd, who's at the center of this, was charged with intimidation. And Kevin Carroll, another 18-year-old, was charged with assault and battery with a dangerous weapon. It's so sick. And it shocks me that, I mean, we're talking about adults here. Yeah, they're college students, but still, it amazes me that they thought that they could do this to an innocent person and just get away with it.
Yeah, so this story has everything I hate. Vigilante violence, injustice, these stupid pranks that come out of social media. It drives me crazy. So look, my main thing is justice. That's why my book is called Justice is Coming. That's why we named Justice Democrats. And so when people take stuff into their own hands like this and mangle it, and it isn't even true, I loathe it. So two like disparate points here. One is you really gotta talk to your kids about social media. I mean, I emphasize to my kids all the time, not real, not real. You should never assume it's real, right? You wanna verify, go verify it, etc. But I feel like that's should be part of our education system now. And so just be careful with what you're seeing in social media. When I mean not real, I don't mean news, etc. I'll of course always be careful with news or different things that you hear or see in social media. But I mean these kind of pranks and these kind of conspiracies and these wild nutso ideas that spread online. And if you think grown-ups believe it too much, wait till you get a load of kids that are under 18, or in this case, college. And then I've always had mixed feelings about To Catch a Predator. And this confirms my mixed feelings. On the one hand, they're catching bad guys, so that's a good thing, right? They're doing it for entertainment, let's keep it real. So there's something a little weird and sick about that. But as you were doing the story, Anna, it made me think, oh, I wonder if this is at least a part of the reason why Q-Anon believed that everybody in the country was pedophiles. Because if you watch To Catch a Predator and you didn't have any context, you would think, oh my God, half the guys in the country are pedophiles. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know if To Catch a Predator had anything to do with QAnon thinking that Democrats specifically are all pedophiles, but
yeah, I mean the Democrat part is just, of course, partisanship and nuts and etc.
Yeah.
Well, the whole thing's nuts, but like it was driven by the right wing. That's why they said Democrats. But as to why they thought it was so incredibly pervasive throughout the country.
I mean, look, I don't know how pervasive it is, but I mean, sexual assault is very common. It's way more common than I realized it was growing up. And I feel tremendously lucky that I was never in any way abused as a kid, because so many people have been abused when they were children. And it's really heartbreaking. But I wanted to just quickly go back to your point about how you felt in regard to that popular show, To Catch a Predator. On that issue, on that specific show, I disagree with you. I never once felt bad. All of these people were disgusting, and I'm glad that they had what was coming to them. However, these trends on social media where they're like trying to mirror that show, even in instances where a guy did think he was gonna meet up with a young person, there have been many examples where the guy clearly is not well, if that may. And then they proceed to like beat the guy down on camera, which shouldn't you, even if the person is a pedophile, I don't think that gives you the right to go around beating people up, right? Like vigilante violence is not a good thing. We shouldn't be celebrating it. But again, like some of these guys clearly had mental health issues and maybe didn't know exactly what they were doing. And watching them get assaulted and beaten and bloodied bothered me a lot. So I have absolutely no sympathy for pedophiles, but it's one thing to do this through a professionally produced show that involves law enforcement. It's something entirely different for rando content creators on TikTok and YouTube to do this.
Yeah, so of course, absolutely no one has sympathy for pedophiles. And you're absolutely right. Sexual assault and pedophilia are unfortunately far, far, far too pervasive to begin with in reality. So there's good reason for people to be deeply concerned about it. Taking a weird political direction obviously made no sense. But the part that I'm concerned about, Anna, or made me feel kind of queasy, was not that they caught the pedophiles, not that they got justice. I love that part. It's that they did it on TV. It felt a little like the Roman Colosseum. Let's go see somebody get fed to the lions. You see what I'm saying?
I do, but I still disagree.
Yeah, and by the way, that's a debate as old as time, since that show has been on, right? It has the good side of catching the pedophiles. It has the bad side of doing it for entertainment purposes. And it's just using pedophilia in any way for entertainment. I don't know, just viscerally, look, I feel uncomfortable with it.
I totally get your argument, and you're right. There is something sick about doing this as a form of entertainment. Nonetheless, look, humans, they want revenge when there's bad people out there doing bad things. I certainly do. So when we're talking about a man that has a healthy mind and decides to victimize children in this way, yeah, I get why people want to see that person get confronted. Let's put it that way.
Hey, thanks for watching that video. We really appreciate it, guys. And we appreciate it if you become members, because that allows us to be independent, honest, progressive, all the things that you don't get from corporate media. And all of that is because of you guys. Hit the join button below and become one of us, become a Young Turk.